Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Arms Trade Tycoon tanks, or should I say tankettes, because that is what the whole world wants. Now, for starters, I have some really good news. The game has been patched, and that means that the bug I ran into in the previous episode has been fixed. And I can now actually sell my ships. Damn it. Sell my tanks again. When I'm playing Dreadnoughts, I talk about tanks and low tonnage, and when I'm talking about this game, I tend to speak about tanks, light tanks, 5,000 tons. Yeah, okay, we'll get there. Anyway, the heavy independent V1 can now again be sold, and as such, I'm making a lot of money. I'm now at 18 million. So that is good progress. I've also completely reverse engineered the tankette. So let's first see what the tankette is, how well it does in its, let's say, its normal version, and then what I can do with it, because I can definitely improve upon the design. What I have previously been doing wrong, quite a lot, is not really looking at the attribute sum, which is currently 628. That is the base version of this tank, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just try and assemble this thing as the Germans did. So let's say I'm going to do it by attribute sum. I don't know if this is going to be enough of an engine, but let's just max out the attributes and see if that's actually a viable strategy. Let's go with the Leichtwagen V2. Leichtwagen V3 is a little lighter, and well, that might come in useful later, but first just the base version. So again, sort by attributes. Apparently, the Universal Mark II's 23 turret is actually a little better. This one has an attribute sum of 544 versus what the thing originally came with, which is, I think, the Sturmpanzer turret. But the problem is this thing weighs 1260, and this thing weighs substantially more at 1700. So, does this fit? I guess it kind of fits. Does it look... Yikes. The turret's just sticking out of the tank. That is pretty bad. Also, we need quite a lot of crew members just to keep all those machine guns firing. So, again, I'll just have the base version there. We're then going to toss in the German gun, because that's what it originally had, which is this one, the KWK 3637 L45, with an attribute sum of 309. Interestingly, that seems to be higher than everything else I have created. Lovely. Okay, and then they have machine gun, the Maschinengewehr. So let's throw in the Maschinengewehr. And that should be the tank. That is the original thing. This is what the whole of Europe has been going absolutely bonkers about. They really want this tank. So now I'm happy to be one of the tank companies that can actually do that. We do need a mechanic. Mechanic's gonna sit here. And then we're gonna throw the gunner in there. We don't really have any mechanic points though. Am I using the right engine? No, I'm using an Armstrong engine, not the German engine. What did they have? Did they use a Daimler or something? Let's save this design and go back to reverse engineering. Because I want to keep this thing as close to what it originally was as possible. Because sometimes you get, yeah, the Daimler i6-100. Okay. Sometimes you get a contract where they just seek replacements for lost tanks. And if you have those, you can just easily blend them right back in. Oh crap, I didn't save the design. Fine. So the Daimler i6, that's what they were using. This one. Okay, so let's toss that one in. Yeah, and now you only need 4 mechanics. Makes sense. Okay, so that, and then they had their fancy turret, which apparently isn't too fancy. There we go. They had, no, not a quarter pounder. Sorry, that's a burger. We're talking guns here, not food. If anybody got a hungry, let me know in the comments. Yeah, Maschinengewehr. We're going to have a driver. We're going to have a commander. We need a mechanic. We need a loader. Yes, I mean... Why do we need 2 mechanics? The hell? No, I don't have a gunner. I did put the right engine in. Interesting. I guess the crew... Or the tank isn't fully crewed? No, I do have the maximum amount of crew in there. Okay. Fine. When it comes to their shells, I'm not sure what they were using. So I'm just going to give them the best of what I have to maximize, again, the attributes. So we're going to have a Tier 2 Mark III. I'm going to give them a Tier 2 Mark II. I'm going to give them the Tier 1 Mark IV. I'm working on getting better ammunition for the machine gun, because right now we're still using pretty old stuff. Tier 2 Mark II, and finally this one. Painted dunkelgrau. And let's say this is the Leichttraktor V1 or V1 original. So this is what the whole of Europe apparently wants. This is what they want. Attribute sum 1440. Cool. What happens if I make one of my own? Can I make something that's a little better? I wonder. Because I have to beat 1440. I'm looking at 1550 if I'm using the setup as I had it. So that was with a different engine, with the Armstrong engine, as opposed to the engine that was currently in the tank. I'm now getting a slightly better attribute, so by the looks of it, it might already be an improvement. However, can we do some more about armor? Because the front armor, side armor, rear armor, it's not that great. 14, 14, 14, okay. Maybe we can get away with this. Maybe we can get away with this. What about the expendables? We didn't even have expendables on here yet. So let's put the same loadout as I just did. So you're going to get this one and that one. You're going to get the refined fuel. And you're going to get standard automotive oil. And you're not going to get dunkelgrau. You're going to get khaki brown. That looks horrible. There. Proper British camouflage. So if I save this, we're getting an attribute sum of 1665. That's nice. So this tank supposedly is better. It only costs me a little more. And of course, it's going to have the same armor because it's using the same chassis, using the same hull. What about... Ooh, road speed. Look at that. 24. Cross country, 22. The original wasn't nearly that quick. Interesting. Okay, so this is, let's say, the improved version. This is the Leichttraktor Plus. And then we're going to have a little fun. Because I want to have another design. I want to create a new version. Let's see. What sort of crazy things can I get away with? Because I can probably improve this design even more. There are probably things that the Germans are not using that I can, like a Tier 2 Mark IV radio. Their headlights are Tier 2 Mark I. I have Tier 2 Mark IV. We're looking at Tier 2 Mark IV. I am kind of worried about the volume. I'm hoping everything's going to fit. Doors-wise, it doesn't seem to matter too much. Let's just go by attribute sum again. Which means that the German door is ideal. Then we're going to... Do we get this? Yeah. We're going to get the additional ammo stowage. We're going to get the better ventilation system. We have a... Yeah, they're using a ventilation Tier 2 Mark I. I can add a Tier 2 Mark IV. It's going to have better attributes. Adds a slightly increased weight and also taking up slightly additional volume. This could be a problem in the sense that I might need to have a different engine in there. So maybe we're going to lose out on a little bit there. Yeah, this is more shells. Then we have the additional fuel stowage. No real special improvements there. Let's just again go for the most attributes, which I believe is this one. And then finally, the type of armor. I think we're going to go with the best type, which is the improved cemented steel. And that is the Leichttraktor V2. Okay, go back to design. I want to see if I can do better. Better than, what was it, 16,550? I'm not sure why the hell my Google Assistant just pitched in. Yeah, this thing has a 689 right now. I'm going to give it the same engine. Again, we're going to sort by attributes. I'm going to have a very high attribute sum. You want me to throw in a knight? 105 horsepower engine with an attribute sum of 74. I don't think so. Maybe let's go descending. There we go. The Armstrong V8. I think that's Yeah, look, this is 90 horsepower, but you got a 331 versus a 313. Let's get this. It's going to have slightly less horsepower compared to this. I'm not sure if it's all going to fit volume-wise. We'll see. Alright, then. Unfortunately, you cannot really mix and match tracks here. So we'll just have the Leichtwagen V2. And that's going to be these tracks for 190. Now I wonder if I can fit the better turret. Because I got a 544 here. But it's a hideous piece of engineering. Like, just... I wonder, though, if it will fit. Alright, that's the... that's the challenge. Okay, so we got a 279 here. For that one, and the Germans... The Germans can't fit, because they use a different gun. Okay, what if I go back to their gun? So we're going to go back to their turret first. No, I don't need to create a new component. And then add... Where's your gun? 309. Okay, so we need to beat 309. This one. We might not be able to beat 309. No, not with the guns that we have here. So it was going to be the German turret, but perhaps an improved version of the German turret using our own technology. Yes, I'm going to create a new component. This component has an attribute sum of 479. That's what we need to beat. 479. No, sorry, it was a little higher. Anyway, what do we have? We have the glass-clad slits for viewing ports. That's fine. We have a Mark II radio antenna. We have... Yeah, this is where things get interesting. This is where things get interesting. I think a 2.2 is going to be the better option here. Unfortunately, it takes up more volume than just this reinforced riveted assembly. But your crew safety is going to suffer. Over here, they like the crew comfort. Over here, they don't like it, but the crew's a lot safer. And then we have... Hold on, I'm engineering the whole wrong turret. Hold up. Hold up. Back to design. No, I don't wish to change that. I'm working on the wrong turret. I need to work on the German one. This needs to be the German turret. Sturmpanzer one. 468, that's what we need to beat. Yes, I'm going to create a different version of it. We're now looking at 423, so we need to beat 468. Can we do that? Let's see. What sort of rangefinder or cupola we're going to put in there? I think the rotating cupola gives them better view relative to what they had. Then, radio antennas. Their viewing hatch, I think, is pretty similar to mine. But mine's a little lighter. Unfortunately, less repairable. Sometimes they really want repairability. So this may be something that I'm going to have to change. And then finally, cemented steel. But it's going to be the improved cemented steel. There. Attribute sum. I don't know. Save. It's going to only have 14 armor. I'm not sure if that's a good call. We might need more armor than that. Attribute sum 511. So we did beat it. Although it is 200. Yeah, about 250 heavier than the base turret. And that's a problem. Because that, in tandem with that better engine, is giving me all sorts of issues. This thing is too heavy. So I do need to go back to the German engine, which was the Daimler i6, because it's lighter. Oh, we're already too heavy. Ah, oh, crap. Really? That means I need to re-engineer the tracks as well. Otherwise, I might not be able to carry all of this stuff. Okay, so let's go to a different version. And see. Go for tier 2. Tier 2. Give me the attribute. Descending stats. Tier 2, 3. Skeletal alloy idler. Then, mud chutes. Right now it's using these mud chutes. I can add a little bit, which does improve the cross-country speed at the problem of running gear reliability, but it's the same. So let's go for this. Weight is only 5 heavier. Then we have the pierced sprocket. This one is a 1 tier 2. But I have a tier 2 Mark III. Unfortunately, I'm not really seeing any design limits go up. So yeah, I'm not sure if we can actually make this better. They're using the sprung rollers, which are only 1850. Yeah, like I can go for this, but that's lower. This one's going to have better capacity. So this might align better with the tank that I'm trying to build. So let's run with those. And then this, like it's going to take up 7% of mass of the vehicle. These grousers. I think you can run without them. Right now I'm looking at 5,000. If I add like traction efficient grouser or the extended grousers, 58. Okay, I want to save this and see if that will fit. If not, I can always take them off. Oh, we're still way too heavy. Okay. Can I go back to a 90 horsepower engine? Or was that the one that was heavier? Because we're now sporting the Knight. Oh, sorry, we're sporting the Daimler. Sorted by weight, if you will. And then go descend. No, ascending. Let's see. It's now sporting the Daimler i6, which is the lightest engine that I have. With a decent attribute sum, that is. Because I can go back to this, but it's pretty awful. I can also try for this one. But I don't think it'll quite work. Can we make a lighter engine? Maybe that would fix it. Because we need to beat 1800 with 303 attributes. Okay. We need to beat 1875. It needs to be lighter than that. Yet, still have more power. Easy. Yeah, this is already going to be heavier. Hydraulic brakes. Which is definitely helping with obstacle trench width, but that weight, I don't like that. As for flywheels, let's go for the... Oh, it's all getting heavier. Ugh. It's not getting lighter. What's the heaviest part? Here. Hydraulic transmission, 449, 493. I don't think there's a whole lot that I can do to fix this particular part of the tank without losing a ton in attribute points. Because I would like to get the pre-selector gearbox, yet it's too heavy. If I want to take something a little lighter, you're definitely going to surrender quite a few points there. As for this, it's only 320. So as opposed to making it better, I'm actually making this engine heavier. That's a problem. If I pick the lightest materials for everything. So we're going to go with ascending. I'm going to go with 63. I'm going to go with the one, I don't know, the 2 Mark 1. We're going to go with ideally a tier 2 1. But we're getting 3 kilogram, that's it. Then tier 2 1 or tier 2 1. This one's pretty similar, 336 to 322, 320. And finally we have this. And mine is going to be heavier. So the short answer is there's not really any good way to make this thing better, I'm afraid. Because it's now 1700. But if I'm comparing those stats, I'm probably not going to like them. So we're looking at this engine. 282 versus 303. Yeah, there's the problem. So something from the leichte tractor hull is too heavy. Okay, fine. You're going to get your engine back, and then we'll have to have a chat with this hull, because I might be bringing too much ammo. Let's see, what do they want? How much ammo do they want? Here. Ammo. What do you want me to carry for you? 33 soft. 16 shells. That's it? How many shells do I carry? Because I think I carry hundreds. 41! I carry way too much ammo. And that's definitely making the tank heavier. So we're going to kick that. That's additional shell stowage as well. We're going to kick that. And now I still carry 14 shells, and I carry 31. So that's definitely saved me a bit of weight. Of course, at the cost of attribute points. But that's fine. Maybe I can just make it fit. Nope. Oh, come on. What is so heavy? Did I put on all sorts of unnecessary stuff? What's their range right now? What sort of range do they seek? Let's start with that. What sort of range do you people want this tank to go to? That's under mobility. Operational range, 14. Alright. My operational range is 15, so that's fine. So I can't kick this thing out. Because they'll say, oh, sorry, but no, your tank's not going far enough. Can't do that. The simple hatch. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of weight in that. And the improved cemented. I could go with this one. It's a little lighter. Like we're saving 140 kilograms, that's it. As for the door, there's not much to save there. The hatch, the headlights, and the radio. The radio is pretty heavy. But the next step down would be 5 kilograms. So that's not really doing much. Damn. The ventilation? Nah, it's 5 kilograms. Unless you're going for ventilation slots, in which case you're saving 30, but it's not anywhere near. So I don't think we can change this design a whole lot. Which means we're going to have to take it out of something else. Like the turret? This turret is 200 heavier. But we're still not there. Crap. If I go with this, and then add the same engine? So that one. That one. Yeah, this other engine that I was just drafting is just worse. I might be able to go with the different tracks to add the additional weight. Although, like right now I have about 2,700 kilograms free. No, let's be a little less generous, 2,600. And now I only have 2,200, so that new set of tracks is actually worse. And then, if I would go with a different turret, like I'm just basically building the same tank all over again. I could try fitting this turret on. And then maybe improve their gun. So I'm trying to beat 309. Let's see if I can do that. And hopefully it won't be too heavy. What do you currently have? Tier 2 Mark 1. That's the same thing I have. You have a short recoil cylinder. And my tank gun research is pretty lackluster. So I can improve that. I can improve that. And I cannot improve that either. Nice. So there's nothing that I can improve about this gun. Essentially, there's nothing I can improve about this tank at all. Maybe the turret. The rest of it is, well, good enough as is. As for the machine gun, the one that they're using is a 297 Maschinengewehr. And maybe I can beat that. Maybe. Yeah, let's try that. So we're trying to beat 297. I think they have all the best parts. Oh, actually, we have an improved flash hider. They have a thickened flash hider. So that's ideally going to be slightly better stat-wise. We're going to have Tier 2 Mark 3. We're going to have a heavy box magazine. That looks a little weird. And then we're going to have a double grip handle. Okay, save that. Back to the design. I want to see if I can improve upon this thing. At least a little bit. Okay, attribute sum, 1576. So, that new turret and that new gun are apparently worse. in tandem. Unless it's because I didn't add the crew yet. Let's see, you need to be commander actually. You need to be a gunner and you need to be a loader. Unless I have like a loader mechanic? Is that a thing? And then a gunner. There. I think we're getting a little closer because now I'm only losing out on 3 points. Then expendables. This. No, not that. This. 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 Take your better fuel with you, your refined fuel, and your standard automotive oil. Boom. Don't mind about the colors yet. 1605, so the plus is definitely the better version. Fine. Oh, come on. You're too heavy? Why? Is that because of all the expendables that are aboard? No, they don't actually change anything. What the hell? What is making this tank so heavy? I don't get it. What is making this thing so heavy? Because it's just all the base German parts that, according to the game, will work together. Oh, sorry, no, it's the engine. It's the engine. The engine needs to be the lighter one. Not that light. It needs to be the Lancaster. No, the Daimler, this one. Yeah. And now they're kind of happy about it. So if I save it now, 1543. Well, it's still better. Not by much, but it's still better. Can we add these things back in? Save. 1582. And it's within spec. How about that? I can also pull that trick saying you're a mechanic loader. And is that going to change it at all? 1576. I'll take it. It's decent. It's a decent improvement over the light tractor original. So let's assign this one. And then finally, we're going to start building these things in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Design complete. Let's see. Austria-Hungary, do you like my new tank? Well, my new tank. No. Oh, come on. Agility is awful. What else is awful? Armor is not good enough. Stealth value is not good enough, but they're mostly complaining about the mobility issues. Like the road speed. Mine is... The whole tank is too heavy? What are you talking about? You want a tank that's 10 tons? That still has that level of protection? How do you expect me to do that? Because the rate at which my armor quality improves, it's not keeping up with this. Not in the least. Okay, fine. What if I just engineer the base version as well? Or design it rather, so that at least we'll have the base version to compare it with. The original. The weight's the same. 12.4 versus 12.6. I think they're not really going to make a change. I want to drive that thing. Is that really so bad? Or so good? Here, like Tractor Plus. Let's drive. Yeah, I kind of see what you mean about the mobility. It's not great. This is not exactly a stopgap tank. It does not exactly rush to the front line and stop gaps. It just kind of gets there when it gets there in its own timetable. It doesn't care about your breakthroughs. It doesn't care that you want to rush something. You're not going to rush B in this tank. You'll get to B eventually. So all of this engineering, all of this designing, and this is what we got. And this is not what they want. Oh, okay. Well, next episode, we're going to have another closer look at this tank. And maybe see if we can make some way of getting this thing more in line with what clients want. And if not, I'll just start creating some sort of Dracula of a tank. Because that is something that this game is quite good at. Building all the wrong tanks. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what you... Well, that's interesting. Let me know... Let me know what you thought about the episode down below in the comments. And I'll see you soon for more.